This is going to be a short video presentation on doing overhead routing with the Shopsmith Mark V or Mark VII. And I want to start off by talking about the items you will need. Obviously, you will need a Mark V or a Mark VII. You will need to have a router chuck. And of course, a router bit, depending upon what profile you're going to want to use. You will also need to have a router shaper insert. Looks like this. And that should be it. And for your protection, you should use your router guard that came with your system. And I recommend that you also use hearing protection and safety goggles for this operation. Pretty much for any woodworking operation. Here I've taken out the saw insert and installed the router insert. Then I will tilt the table, unlocking it with the tilt lock until it's all the way over. On the underneath side of the table, I will remove the tie bar cover. Again, just 2 set screws and pops right off. Next, I will install the router chuck with the router bit in it. I like to make sure that everything is tight, so I take a moment to check all my set screws, and I'm always sure that I have the set screw on the flat part of the main spindle. Next, I will loosen the knob on the power base lock on the left-hand side of the machine. If you have an older style Shopsmith, you will have a lever that you need to pull up to release. Next, I will position the headstock about halfway down the way tubes and lock my headstock lock and check all the other locks to make sure they're locked as well. We have the table height lock, carriage lock, the table tilt lock. Then I simply tilt the Mark VII up into the drill press mode. Then I will tighten the base lock that's to the right and facing the operator. That keeps our drill press stable. Then by using the table height wheel, I can move the table in and out to be sure that my router bit is centered into the hole in the insert. Here I'm changing out the roundover bit for a straight cutting bit. We're going to set up here and show you how to make some straight groove cuts and also a sliding dovetail cut. I'm going to add my rip fence in, lock it down, position it about where I need it to be. I'm going to set the depth of my cutter. This is a 3/8 inch cutter. I'm setting it to about 1/4 inch deep. Once I have that locked in place, I can make my cut always cutting from left to right when I'm cutting from the overhead position. If I were just doing a shallow groove, this would be all I would have to do. But because we're making a dovetail joint, I'm going to make a second pass, the same bit, but just a little bit deeper. I go to a full depth here of about 1/2 inch, and that will clear out enough material for my dovetail bit to work just the way I need it to. Next, I will install a 1/2 inch dovetail bit. Make sure the depth is the same as the depth of my groove, and proceed to make my sliding dovetail joint. This is a great joint to know how to make. You can make a very strong joint, or you can use it for sliding shelves and drawers in or out. And it's one of those marks of craftsmanship that people look for. So it's one to really worthwhile to learn how to set up and do. And it's really very easy with your Shopsmith. You will notice how clean and straight this cut is, and that is a big, big advantage over other methods. For more details, be sure to contact Shopsmith or check with your owner's manual. This is Doug Reed. Thanks for watching.